10 things in the future that we have to look forward to according to The Simpsons. The Simpsons is the longest-running sitcom in American TV history and has entered pop culture as one of the most hilarious cartoons of all time. The Simpsons definitely hit its peak a very long time ago. The show is currently in its 30th season, but most fans agree that the golden era was the first 10 seasons of the show. In The Simpsons, we were introduced to an entire city full of Springfield's zaniest characters, from Police Chief Wiggum to Ned Flanders to Krusty the Clown. Here are 10 of these mentioned in this video. Number 1. Fully talking houses. The Simpsons may have had its fair share of impressive celebrity guests, but one of the best it ever had made an appearance was Pierce Brosnan. Rather than playing himself, he played a house. Yes, a house. In particular, a house who was in love with Marge. Considering we've all got Amazon Alexas in every room, and we've all seen Black Mirror, we all know what is just around the corner with smart home technology. Number 2. Hover cars. The show is known for giving us a fair few articles that are set in the distant future. One of those shows Bart and Homer, after a many-year-long feud, going to see the Itchy and Scratchy movie together while they're both old and withering. As they walk down the street, hover cars seem to be a total normalcy. The fact that we all know hover cars have been in the making for a while suggests that by this point in time, the concept won't be far-fetched at all. Number 3. Digital Big Ben. This is a weird one. The first ever episode of The Simpsons set in the future showed us Lisa's husband, a good-mannered English man. By showing us his background, the show showed us that Big Ben had been digitized by the year 2010. Obviously, this was primarily a joke and it hasn't happened yet. What the Simpsons of the 1990s didn't know was that in 2020, Big Ben would have been out of operation for many years. Maybe one day we'll see it without its classic analog clock face? Number 4. Virtual food. One particular episode of the show set in the future showed Homer and Marge chowing down on some virtual food. If you exist in the world currently, you'll know that virtual food isn't something that exists yet, but virtual reality does. In their explanation of virtual food, they actually managed to depict the existence of VR headsets quite accurately. So who knows what'll happen with virtual food a few years down the line. Number 5. President Schwarzenegger. This is potentially the most worrying of all the Simpsons predictions so far. They somehow managed to plant the seed of a Donald Trump presidency a lot of years before the tragic fate actually did befall the Earth. So who knows if they can do it again? Cast your mind back to the Simpsons movie and you'll remember that Arnold Schwarzenegger was the president of the United States, and his decision to choose number 3 is what doomed Springfield. Number 6. Potential President Ivanka. Another slightly alarming presidential prediction came from right in the middle of the Trump presidency. By this point, Trump had already demonstrated his methods of running the country, so the idea of one of his offspring being passed the baton was really quite alarming. Number 7. Musical mind control. The idea of mind control via music has been something that has been strangely present in the industry for many years. People like to believe that Led Zeppelin had been telling them to worship Satan since the release of Stairway to Heaven, and a variety of people have pointed the finger at Judas Priest since. The truth is, it hasn't happened. However, the show has given us a very clear image of how the Navy might choose to recruit in the future by backmasking the words "Join the Navy" into a pop song. Number 9. A Robot Uprising. One episode of The Simpsons managed to both predict the very existence of Westworld and the uprising of robots simultaneously. Westworld already exists and draws on the idea of a theme park full of almost sentient robots who decide to go against their human counterparts one day. The thing that doesn't exist is this happening in real life. Given the fact that Westworld and The Simpsons have both predicted, it suggests that it might be just around the corner for us. Number 10. Smelly Later. Arguably the funniest prediction of the world of tomorrow The Simpsons ever made is that the phrase goodbye will be replaced by Nelson Mutz's famous catchphrase, "Smell ya later." So far, it doesn't quite seem to have caught on globally, but it could certainly be waiting for us around the corner.